Good evening. How are you doing? Karibuni sana. This is the Business Plus, and as you can tell, today I'm very comfortable in this episode. Na feel ni kama niko nyumbani. Today we are talking about Airbnbs, and the particular reason as to why we are doing this particular episode today is because very many people have been asking if it's safe enough to open an Airbnb business during this season that we've had, where we've had murder cases in the Airbnb, and people are feeling like it's a very risky business to get into. But today we are having Rose, and she'll be telling us about the Airbnb business. Amekuwa akifanya for quite some time, and it's doing very well. So this particular place, inaitwa Frever Homes, and it's a beautiful space, as I've said before, doing very well. And she's been able to just scale up in the Airbnb business, hata kama mna feel ni kama it's not doing very well. So today we're going to be getting tips on what you're supposed to do for your Airbnb business to do well. And any question that you have, unaweza tuongelesha, you can ask on 0721 105 105 on WhatsApp. We're live on Facebook on MBCI TV Facebook page, and we are live on YouTube on MBCI TV official YouTube page. Rose, we're very excited to be here. And this is such a homely Airbnb.
Thank you so much.
Nimekuwa hapa for the night, and ni kama nitabaki huko.
Please stay with us.
Yes.
We love hosting you, by the way. We do.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself. That's your camera. And then we start.
So my name is Rose Mwende Mukua. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a sister. I'm an auntie. And I'm an entrepreneur.
Ah,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Sasa, hata before we get into Frever Homes, tuko na Forevers mbili.
Yeah.
So, as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
tell us about the two Forevers.
Yeah.
What are the businesses that you do?
So I'm the founder of Forever Fly, and now Forever Homes.
Okay.
Forever Fly is all about it's a clothing line, right? I run it online, and I also have a shop in town. I sell Mtumba clothes, thrift clothing. I open bales.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then now Forever Homes is the Airbnbs.
All right.
Yes.
So today we're here to talk about the Forever Homes.
Okay.
But I'm really eager to know why Forever for both brands.
So for me, I picked Forever because I want to pass it on to my generation, to my kids, to my children. I want it to be there forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a thing in your heart.
Yes.
Okay.
It is very deep.
So it's
Yeah.
passion. You're not doing it for the bag.
No. Oh well, it's both, I guess.
Yeah, because you say business is more than meets the eye.
True.
So let's get into the Airbnb conversation.
Yes.
How did you get into this business?
I started this business, I'd say 1.5 years ago. I've always been this kind of a person who is interested, who is so much into things to do with marketing, sales. One day when we were just having conversations with friends, seated, and there's this business about Airbnb. I didn't know what Airbnb is. First, Airbnb stands for Airbed and Breakfast. So
Now you know. Now you know.
Yes,
Airbed and breakfast.
Airbed and Breakfast.
Yeah.
So of course I was very green, but this lady just told me, you know what, just put up something. You put up a house, go out there, sublet a house, and start this. I remember that then was the size of in town. She literally had units in town.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I thought to myself, in fact, I remember the first question I asked her is, "Are you sure you're able to pay your rent?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
because
imagine.
then if you're subletting, that means you're renting the house
Yeah.
and then you're renting it out now to clients. So that was my biggest worry when I was starting off. But then again, when I sat down, I had to do a very formal meeting with her and for her to walk me through it. And I actually saw that it was doable.
Okay.
And I decided for my first, now the reason, because your question is why did you start? So there was a gap.
Okay.
Then with Airbnbs in Syokimau. So I thought about the people coming from the airport and the people coming from SGR.
Yeah.
So I wanted to provide a solution for that.
Okay.
And yeah, that's where I started from.
So your first location was at Syokimau.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So how was it setting up your first Airbnb? What do I need? And how do you pay for the rent? Because as you say, that's the biggest question. I'm sure hata mimi nikifikiria kwanza Airbnb business, like, na nitalipa your rent kweli, nitalipa aje?
Sure.
So let's start with, how was it setting up your first Airbnb?
First, it wasn't easy. I always say there's always a starting point to everything in life. Okay. And my first house wasn't all that, for sure.
Yeah.
I just thought, let me do the most simple things that I can start with. Furniture, of course, a little bit of interior decor here and there. Then I would do the interior decor myself, just for starters. Of course, proper kitchen items as well, because you want people to feel at home. It's different from the hotel. When you go to a hotel, then you just don't have access to like the whole homely kind of things that you would. So at first it wasn't easy, of course. Then you'd have clients complaining, I need this. So you go along the way, you get to perfect the whole business thing. Okay. Not perfect like literally, but you growing slowly by slowly.
So what do I need for me to have the first Airbnb? You've talked about furnitures and the basic things. So what are these basic things? So for starters,
first you'd have to look at the location where you're setting up the Airbnb. Okay. It has to be in a very secure place, because security is very important to people. Your location is also very important because you also want to attract more clientele. Okay. Apart from that, definitely now we'll go into the house itself. What's the setup of the whole place as the building? People,
the building.
Yes, the building itself. Like people are literally very specific, even into looking what kind of a building am I going into? Do I look like Ati Nita Chapwa Kangeta? Something of that sort, you know. So that is very, very important. And then now the interior of the house. Like we mentioned about now making the home a home, or rather making the house homely. A home.
Let's start from the sitting room. So what do we need in the sitting room area?
So the sitting room, we need definitely proper sofas. We need a table. We need a proper TV. I've seen quite the number of Airbnbs that I have. There's only this one thing that I never miss. I love music. So most of my units have woofers, right? So then also you get people who would love to probably just have a small party here and there. So then you'd allow them to do it as well.
Now let's move into the kitchen.
You need the microwave. You definitely need the cooker. You need the microwave. You need the fridge. To go an extra mile, you could have tea, coffee, sugar, salt, you know, like the basics.
The basics,
Need pots, proper sufurias, proper pots for people to cook. A washing machine is an extra thing as well. It really does.
So for people who will probably be taking some more time, like a week?
Yes, now for the long terms. For the long terms,
Now let's move into the bedroom, which is usually very, very crucial. It's money for everyone, but for me, I'd enter into an Airbnb, into a strict bedroom kwanza. Before kitchen, before anything, like tunalala wapi. That would be a first stop. So let's go into the bedroom.
So the furnishing, in fact, like the Airbnb itself suggests, it's air, bed, breakfast. So then the bed is everything, like you're saying, you know. Investing in a proper bed first, the bed itself, even before the mattress. It's very, very important. You can have the spring mattress. That is if you're able to afford. But when you're starting off the business, then you can decide to just settle for a proper mattress. So strong bed, proper comfortable mattress, pillows of course, and clean beddings.
That is the other point.
I am very, very specific about this, please. Very, very clean. I mean, you have to invest in cleanliness. Yes.
Now for Frever Home, you've been in business for how long now?
About 1.5 years now.
So how many, or what are the locations that you've set up your BNBs?
So like I mentioned, sorry, I didn't cut you short.
Okay.
So like I mentioned, I started in Syokimau. I have three units in Syokimau. Then I have Lavington. Then I have Kilalashwa. Okay. So I'm also a gap. I'm a bridge. I bridge the gap between the client and the host. That means I'm an agent as well. Yeah. So I'm
you're
a host,
a host
and I'm an agent as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Why did you choose those specific locations for now you as a host?
Yeah.
Why Kileleshwa? Why Syokimau? Why the specific locations?
Okay. So for Syokimau, like I had said before, is specifically SGR to meet the needs of SGR people and JKI, and of course the entire Syokimau people. Yeah. And then slowly by slowly, I thought to myself, wait a minute. I can be able to hack the upper bit of it, you know? Like you want to come uptown where you hear Kilimani, Kileleshwa, Lavington, and you're like, I'm not sure, but I want to go for it, you know? Yeah, so that's what I did. Okay. So that's now for, and yes, and that's how I decided to go uptown now. Yeah.
You know what I'm getting from this conversation is that you don't just get into business just because you want to get into business because you want money. Yeah. I'm getting that you are bridging a gap. Yeah. And that is what makes you do well in that particular business. Yeah. I'd love to know how you get your clients because now for Airbnbs, people are very, very specific. True. You have to send pictures. You have to convince them that this is the best place because it's, I'm paying for the Airbnb, so I'm able to choose the client. So I'd really want to know about how you get your clients. But just before you answer that question, we'll be going for a very, very, very short break so that you can get the business 101. You need to get tips on what you are doing or what you are supposed to do for you to get to scale up in your business. So let's get the business 101 and then we'll be coming right back.
Hi everyone, my name is Rose Mwende, the founder of Frever Homes, and these are the tips for running an Airbnb business. So first, you really need to figure out where your location is. Location really, really matters. Second, cleanliness of the house, very important. The quality of your house as well is very important. And the last bit is how you handle your clients. The Airbnb business, you need to be very, very patient with your clients. My name is Rose Mwende, founder of Frever Homes. You're watching Business Plus.
We are back after the Business 101, and I know that you're getting tips on what you're supposed to do for you to do well in the Airbnb business. Now, Rose, before to pay the tips, ways of succeeding in this business, we had asked about clients. We had asked about clients, how you get your clients. So what ways do you use to get your clients and maintain clients?
Okay. Yeah. So we have different apps. First, there's the Airbnb app, there's the bookings.com app, there's the Virbo app, then there's Facebook. I have a Facebook platform, and there's Instagram, TikTok, definitely, and agents.
Okay.
Agents and definitely referrals by word of mouth.
Perfect. And how, just before I come back there, how do you maintain your clients so that nikikuja leo I'll be a return client again?
Okay. So I always believe in giving the client the best in anything. Sometimes you may not be really making much of a profit, but then when you give the best, when you give anything you do in life like 100%, trust me, it comes back like 1,000 folds. Having a rapport with my clients, a very good professional rapport is also very important. And also, definitely, that's a reason why then you get a client telling another client and another client and another client. And of course, quality of service.
Now let me take you back a little bit to the agents. You say you also use agents to get your clients. So how does that work? how do you get your profit, and they get paid as the agents, but you also get your profit.
Yeah. So what is happening right now actually in the industry, especially in Kenya, agents are the ones holding this business right now. Okay. Yeah. So what happens is having a very good rapport relationship with agents and being very honest to them, right? Also them being honest, just having that honest and the loyalty in the business. So they bring you clients. Okay. So once they give you a client, they have marked up their own amount. All right.
Okay.
So you as the host, you're able to tell them, this is what I need. This is the net. So mark up your own, then give me the business.
Okay.
Okay. So what happens with the agents is when you give them a good house, good rates, then definitely you're making it into the business.
Yeah.
And then you keep doing it again and again and again. So I've also found that when the agents trust you, they would give you that platform of, I believe you can get me a solution here, get me a solution here, get me a solution here. So you always, like, you find yourself, you're in Langata, you've got a house, then there's a house in South B, there's a house in South C, there's a house. So they trust you with that, okay? So because you've had that loyalty kind of relationship with them, then they keep giving you more and more clientele.
I see. That is very interesting, because that means that I might not be having an Airbnb, but I could be an agent.
Very true.
Before Nijipange.
Yes.
So you guys, we say business is more than meets the eye. If you don't have an Airbnb, or probably you don't have the capital to set up an Airbnb yet, you can link up with a host and just be an agent for the time being before Jipange. That's a very good way to go. Now, into the main business where we are having this episode today. We've had so many issues with our Airbnb business lately. So how are you bridging that, and how are you maintaining the Airbnb business at the top notch?
So just recently when we started having incidences here in Kenya, the government went all blazing on us, you know, and for sure, there was a time that the business was really, really low, by the way, but then again it picked up, and we really thank God for that. But however, we got certain regulations from the government for Airbnb people to follow. The registration, the TRA, paying annually for the units. So that, and of course also bridging the gap is getting details of your client. Full details. And it doesn't matter whether that client is a repeat client. No. You need their details 24/7. Who is checked in, their IDs, both. If it's a couple, then both couples' IDs.
Both?
Yes.
If it's a couple?
Yes.
Just take one.
No. For whatever reason, you having skirmishes and whatever, then we're able to take care of both of you. Okay, so we have identity for both of you. If you're having a party, then we might need all your IDs. Yes.
Okay.
Because we need identification of who is in the party. Okay. So those are the things that identification is very, very important.
All right.
Very, very important.
Okay. So, and before the client comes in, what are the security measures? As a client, I'd want to know. Is the place safe for me? Probably I'm coming with my kids. So how do you ensure safety and security?
So first, for all the Airbnbs that I have currently, they are in a secure place, because then before I settle for any apartment or the first thing that I normally check on is security. So definitely you need a security guard in any building or any apartment that you're checking into. I mean, if you're checking into an apartment where you have to open the gate yourself, red flag. Yes. So that is a factor to look at too.
So now, apart from that particular challenge of the incidences that you've had, what are some of the other challenges you faced in the Airbnb industry or business?
So of course you need a very strong support system when it comes to cleanliness. Okay, so delegating has really, really helped me in getting the right people on all my locations. That means to do we call them domestic managers or what? Yeah. So you get ladies who, for cleaning can be a challenge. Sometimes you just don't get someone who's committed to the job like the way you're committed to your business, right? So that can be a challenge. The other thing is people coming into the Airbnbs and destroying stuff. Okay. Yeah. Your utensils, your glasses, your whatever. Yeah. So also clients coming into the Airbnb and, no, we're not going for a party. All of a sudden we're being called by, like the security guards, and they're like, what's happening in your house? The neighbors are really complaining, and you have to take up the matter like immediately. Yeah. So those are the challenges that I have encountered. Okay. Yeah.
And how do you deal with your clients? Assuming you have a client who've paid well for the Airbnb, but they're just stubborn people, because these are human beings.
Definitely.
They're just stubborn people. Yeah. And of course, you still have to be very professional with them. So how do you deal with that?
So for me, I found that being patient with clients also has really, really helped. Okay. But there's a point where you're like, it's not all about making the money. Okay. It's about peace. So I would be like, you know what, I have to give you back your money. You can just check out. Yeah. Yeah.
You've had such an incident before?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have several times whereby I'm hosting a client who, for whatever reason, there's quite a number of things that are in usage that I don't allow in my house, like smoking and like, over drinking and making noise to the neighbors. So then, and if it's a long term, and yes, they're paying very good money, but I cannot put up with that.
Okay. Yeah. So you have to return their money.
Yes. You're like,
see ya. Thank you.
Yeah. It's been real. Yes.
So what are the regulations that you need to have in your probably units? Because you've mentioned that kwako, there are things that you do not allow. Yes. So what are some of the regulations that you have to, as a starter in the Airbnb business? What are some of the things that you're supposed to look into?
Okay. Your question is, I didn't get your question in terms of
regulations in your house.
Yeah.
As a guest, as much as I'm paying, there are things I can't do in your house. So for a starter as a host, what are some of the regulations or rules that I'm supposed to put up and make them very clear?
Okay. Yeah. So first, please no noise, Aki.
Okay.
Like, you could actually be with your family or your friend and you can keep it low and have fun and still have fun. Yeah. Right? Like, let's respect the other people in the other apartments. Another thing is just take care of the house as if it's your own. Yeah. Imagine just being in a house whereby it's your own house. Like the way you wouldn't just rusha stuff. Yeah. You wouldn't put stuff everywhere. Yeah. Also, don't go on top of the tables.
Okay.
I put that as a joke a little bit. Makes people smile or people laugh and they're like, who is this host? You know? So and payments have to be made sometimes, especially for night clients. Yeah. Okay. Before they check in. Okay. Yeah. Also very important to reserve houses, like to book prior, because of then recurrent bookings. Okay. Yeah. So I have to make sure that I'm not making you mad by telling you all of a sudden at the end of the day when you want to pay that the house is sold. Yeah. So that as well. Yeah, basically that's just it. And probably some of the other things that I can't remember right now.
Okay. Yeah. You know what I've picked is if you're checking into a house as a client, then take care of the house like it's your own. Yes. That's very, very important. Yeah. That's very important. Yeah. So as a host, what am I supposed to do, or how am I supposed to set my prices to make sure that at the end of the month I'll be able to pay my rent and have made a profit and probably just buy some more decor and blah blah blah, just to make sure that the business is running itself.
I always say don't go low. So if you go low, trust me, you will attract low as well.
Okay.
Yes. So you attract what you put on the table. Okay. So then I would look at it as, if you decide this is my one bedroom and I'm charging 3,000, then stick to that. Okay. So then again, that means it will bring back, depending on what you're paying as the rent, then it will bring back your profits as well. Also to be able to maintain the house, because maintaining the house to be like at par all the time needs money. Yeah, you're always changing this, you're always doing this, you're always fixing this here and there, just to just have that beautiful space. Yeah.
So what are the minimum nights or minimum days that as a host I'm supposed to have clients or guests in my Airbnb, just to make sure that's in a balance?
Okay. So when I was starting off the business, let me talk probably when I started off and now. I remember there's a time I would go even for more than 10 nights without a client. All right.
So what happens in the house for the 10 days?
You have to be patient in business. You have to be very, very patient. So, and I remember for the first 6 months, I paid rent from my pocket. Okay, that's the reality of business in the Airbnb. I really don't know about now, but then when now the business had just like really started and begun, So it took me about, let's give it like about 3 to 6, even if like by the third I was paying, but it was not like fully paid, you know. So you're able to pay your rent by when like fully I was able to start paying my rent like on the 5th month, right? And of course replenish the utilities in the house, you know, put up the soaps, you know, proper towels, proper beddings, all that,
So it takes time. You have to be very patient.
You have to be very patient. And now, as opposed to that's where I began, but where am I now? Literally, sometimes I would, like now, all my houses are booked, fully booked. And when I say fully booked, I mean monthly booked. All my
so you have to book in advance.
Yes, so now you have to book in advance, and also then now I get to have spillovers. So when I have spillovers, I would literally sometimes even fill up the whole apartment. And also recommend you. That's where the agents now comes in. Correct.
Correct, yes. So probably in a minute, how would you say the Airbnb business is right now? Would you recommend for someone to start the Airbnb or to get into the Airbnb business? Is it something you'd advise?
Definitely. Okay. There's nothing to lose in Airbnb, by the way. When you buy furniture, when you buy stuff, when you get into a house that is a rental house, not like you're buying the house. Okay, that's the starting point. So I always say there are no losses in this business, because I mean, you could decide to take your furniture at home. You know. Could decide, you know, you want that extra thing to go back like with it. And I'm saying, having that mentality whereby I'm starting this business, and you know what, I will do it and I will make it. So it's the belief behind your mindset that I'm going for this business, I'm gonna make it. And then you will. Definitely you will.
Amazing. Thank you for being with us on this episode. And I'm sure that you've really encouraged someone who was looking forward to starting such a business, but alikuwa 50-50. Now you know what you're supposed to do. Otherwise, this has been the Business Plus. My name is Rachel Kahugo. We will be seeing you next week on another episode. By 10, I hope that you will have made up your mind to start up an Airbnb business, as long as you choose your location very well. Thank you so much, Rose, once again.
Thank you.
We hope to see you again. Until then, bye-bye. God bless you. God be with you.